Hello and welcome to another edition of HS Game Time Live. I'm Kyle Glazer alongside Eric Paul Johnson. Got a lot of big games across the Inland Empire this week. Eric, the biggest is Rancho Verde, Riverside Poly. How do you see this one shaping up?
You know, this will be the third meeting since Poly joined the Inland Valley League, and the past two meetings were split. The one thing I noticed, Poly's kept Rancho Verde under 30 points in each of the previous two meetings, so I expect a little lower scoring game than most people think. If Poly can control the clock, and with their running game, they have that chance to do it. But I think Rancho Verde this year, a little too many playmakers right now. I think they'll pull out a close victory here.
Mistakes, that's what I'm looking for. Riverside Poly, they've had some fumbling problems when I've seen them. I think if they can control those, they can compete. But we'll see.
Yeah, the one thing I would say also penalties. They have been huge for Poly this year. I've covered one game this year where they had 18 penalties. So
got to keep it better. Centennial, Santiago, rumble on Rimpaw. Can Santiago finally win one?
This is going to be an interesting one. It's 17-0. That is Centennial's record against Santiago in the past. I will say this might be Santiago's best chance to do it. Their offense has been rolling in recent weeks behind Blake Barnett, Brendan Bixler, and Woody Brandom. I expect a really high-scoring affair. The one thing I have noticed, Centennial is turning the ball over a little bit more this year. So I think right now, though, I think Centennial just has the history, and I think that they'll be able to pull out a close win.
It's hard to bet against the Huskies. Also down southwest, Murrieta Valley, Chaparral, two teams who have had some ups and some downs this season. How do you see this one shaking out, and how important is this one?
Chaparral's kind of dominated this series in recent years, winning 7 of the last 8. But we've seen right now Chaparral's offense is extremely inconsistent this year. I like Murrieta Valley's chances. I think they can put up some points, but defensively they've struggled as well. So right now I'd have to say I'm going to give Murrieta Valley a slight edge in this one, but we know Chaparral is talented and can win this game.
Absolutely. I saw Murrieta Valley last week. They played Vista Murrieta, lost 49-14. I actually liked some things I saw. They've got playmakers, just need to, come up bigger in some key moments. And lastly, up in the Sun-Kissed League, Kaiser versus Summit, likely for the league title. What's going to make or break this one?
The one thing I noticed in this is both teams kind of low scoring. They both rely on defense big time here. I think the key factor in this game is Summit is finally healthy. As Coach Nick Matheny said, they haven't had a healthy squad of all 22 starters until last year. Last week they had 21 when they beat Colton. I'm picking Summit in kind of maybe a small upset in what many people think here. I think they have some really good playmakers with quarterback Keyshawn Flemings and then also defensive back Damian Alloway. So I like Summit in a close one here.
Some good runners in this one. Damian Alloway on Summit, then you've got Joshua Johnson on Kaiser. I think whichever back and whichever run defense can stop them will win this football game. All right, that does it for this edition of HS Game Time Live. I'm Kyle Glazer alongside Eric Paul Johnson. We'll see you next week.